There are times in life when you enter a new cycle carrying expectations, fears, memories, and hopes. But when God is in control, something different happens. The year begins within you before it begins on the calendar. Peace settles in, courage is reborn, clarity takes shape. It's not positive energy, it's direction, it's purpose. It's God fine-tuning your inner being so you can walk with greater lightness and firmness. The best year of your life doesn't begin with the days, it begins within you. When God takes the initiative, He reorganizes your feelings, your priorities, and your thoughts. He eliminates what burdens you, clarifies what confuses you, silences what hinders you, and strengthens what sustains you. Even without realizing it, you are already preparing to experience something greater. God doesn't wait until January to begin working. He is already moving pieces, opening paths, closing cycles, and preparing opportunities that you will encounter at the right time. And the most beautiful thing is that when God is in control, nothing is wasted. He uses every tear you shed last year as a seed for what you will reap this year. He transforms every pain into maturity, every frustration into clarity, every loss into repositioning. Nothing was in vain. Nothing happened by chance. There is a divine design behind it all, and that is what makes this year so full of potential. The best year of your life won't be about perfection, but about alignment. About being exactly where God wants you to be, at the right time, with a prepared heart. When you walk in alignment with your purpose, even what seemed difficult makes sense. The burden lightens, the mind finds rest, and faith grows. You realize you don't need to control everything because someone else is already controlling it for you. And it is this awareness that transforms the year. Knowing that you are not at the mercy of chance, but sustained by a God who cares for you, who guides you, who sees beyond. A God who sees what you do not see, who understands what you do not understand, and who opens doors that no one can close. To live a year with Him in charge is to live with the guarantee of purpose, not with the guarantee of comfort. But purpose is always worth more than comfort. When God is in control, even things that seem like setbacks become preparations. You don't waste time, you mature. You don't regress, you reposition yourself. You don't suffer unnecessarily, you grow stronger. Everything works together, everything builds up, everything is transformed. And that's what sets you on the path to the best year of your life. Not because everything will be perfect, but because everything will be aligned. And finally, remember this. You're not entering just any year. You're entering a guided year. A guided year, a prepared year, a sustained year, a year written by God even before you dreamed it. And when God writes, the story always surpasses your expectations. That's why this year will be the best of your life, because He's in control. You often begin a new year, trying to understand how everything will unfold. What doors will open, who will stay, where life will lead you. But the truth is, when God is in control, He prepares the way even before you reach it. What seems like silence today is actually construction. He's moving things in the unseen realm, aligning situations, fine-tuning details, all so that you will find exactly what you need at the right time. God sees what's around the corner, while you only see the road ahead. That's why sometimes He stops you, diverts you, slows you down, or pushes you forward. It's not confusion, it's direction. Paths you didn't understand last year will begin to make sense this year. Situations that seemed like delays will reveal themselves as shortcuts, and connections that seemed fortuitous will prove essential. Nothing is outside the plan when He's guiding. The path God is preparing is not improvised, uncertain, or fragile. It is a solid, aligned, and structured path. He removes what hinders you, strengthens what sustains you, and makes room for what will help you grow. That's why it was necessary to finalize some things before this year began. God first prepares the ground, then He builds the new, and that is already happening. You may not always realize what he is doing, but you always feel something stirring within you, a peace that comes without reason, a renewed courage, a reappearance of hope. These inner signs are not emotional, but spiritual. They are evidence that God is preparing the environment, the path, and your heart for what he has already decided to do. The new doesn't begin outside, it begins within. And when God prepares something, he never leaves it half done. He doesn't give crumbs, leftovers, or small-time opportunities. He works with abundance, purpose, and precision. You will receive no less than you need. You will not tread on unstable ground. You will not experience half-lives. God doesn't prepare the bare minimum. He prepares the very best. And that is part of the reason why this year will be so different. One of the biggest signs that God is preparing something is when you begin to lose interest in the things that used to distract you. This is spiritual maturity taking shape. It's God taking you out of small environments and placing you in larger ones. He's uninstalling the old to position you in the new. You're not losing anything. You're being guided. Something greater is calling you. Remember this, even if you don't see it, God is already paving paths that will surprise you. Paths that will lead you to places where your strength will be valued, your faith will be rewarded, and your story will be celebrated. Paths that exist only because he is in control. And when God prepares the way, you can walk without fear because your destination is already guaranteed. However difficult the past year may have been, nothing was wasted. Every tear, every silence, every delay, every wait, and even every apparent failure had a purpose that you will only fully understand from now on. God transforms pain into wisdom, weariness into strength, and confusion into direction. He doesn't waste difficult chapters. He uses them as a framework for what he will build in the future. Nothing was lost. Everything prepared you for the year ahead. There are things you've faced that have opened your eyes. Others have strengthened your mind. Others have healed your heart. And others have led you away from paths that would harm you. You didn't realize it at the time, but every move was protection. Every cut was liberation. Every change was alignment. Life wasn't falling apart. It was reorganizing itself for a new cycle. The challenges that hurt you the most were also the ones that shaped you the most. They shattered illusions, adjusted expectations, and revealed truths. They made you grow, mature, and see more clearly. You stopped being who you were and became someone stronger, more aware, and better prepared. The version of you that begins this year is more emotionally stable, spiritually deeper, and more grounded. Even what you thought God hadn't answered received a different response. The door that didn't open prevented future hurt. The person who left prevented regression. The opportunity that didn't come protected you from a strain you couldn't have endured. Nothing was a lack of care, but rather an excess of care. God didn't deny you anything. He made you mature first. And the truth is, without even realizing it, you've grown in extraordinary ways. The strength you possess today isn't the result of an easy victory, but of a real process. It's a strength born from pain, persistence, and quiet faith. This strength will be one of the greatest treasures of your new year. You won't return to old patterns because your inner self no longer fits within them. You are greater, you are more prepared, you are ready for something new. What seemed like confusion is now revealed as refinement. What seemed like a delay is now presented as adjustment. What seemed like a loss is now translated into direction. God didn't allow you to go through anything that wouldn't contribute to what he would accomplish. He was positioning you precisely for the best year of your life because you needed to be strong on the inside to experience what's coming on the outside. So as you begin this new year, you won't start empty-handed. You'll start equipped. You'll start prepared. You'll start consciously. You'll start with greater maturity. What happened wasn't a punishment. It was empowerment. And now, at last, you'll begin to understand why everything had to happen the way it did. This year will be the best of your life because you're prepared, and God is in control of everything. Sometimes you try to go in one direction and something stops you. Other times you move forward and then you stop. Other times you think you're on the right path until you realize it won't take you where you need to go. Sometimes these detours hurt. But when God is in control, no detour is a loss. He transforms interrupted paths into protection, delays into alignment, and unexpected changes into purpose. Nothing goes off plan when He guides your steps. God sees what you don't. He knows where your heart would be wounded, where your peace would be exhausted, where your story would stray from its purpose. That's why He closes doors you wanted to open, distances people you wanted to keep, and interrupts cycles you insisted on continuing. It's not rejection, it's care. It's not abandonment, it's liberation. God doesn't delay you. He protects you from paths that would lead you away from the destiny He planned. Many of the pauses you experienced last year were necessary for you to reposition yourself. God needed to align your inner self before releasing you to the external world. He quietly matured you, strengthened you from within, taught you to trust, and helped you see. And now, looking back, you'll realize that everything that led you astray was actually guiding you toward the right path. The truth is, you weren't ready for some things before. Not because you were incapable, but because you were carrying too much weight, misguided expectations, dangerous illusions. God took you out of environments that would have destroyed you and led you to places where you could grow. The detour you thought was holding you back was the very thing that saved you. You lost what was consuming you to gain what sustains you. And when God guides you, you don't always understand the process, but you always feel the movement. There's a peace that arises in the midst of chaos, a relief that follows a decision, a quiet confirmation within you. These inner signs aren't coincidence, they're divine guidance. He speaks to you in ways only your heart understands, and that's why you can trust even without seeing. God's detours never divert you from your purpose. They simply lead you down paths you wouldn't have chosen on your own. Safer, wiser, and more aligned routes. Paths where you find the right people, better opportunities, and true growth. God doesn't guide you along the fastest route, but the most prepared one. The destination is the same, but the journey will be lighter and more enriching. And now, with God at the helm of this new year, even what seemed like a detour will reveal itself as a fundamental part of your story. You will be grateful for the doors that didn't open, the tears that taught you lessons, the changes that helped you mature, because all of this led you exactly where you were meant to be. This year will be the best of your life because now you walk guided, and those who are guided by God never walk in circles. God is preparing encounters, opportunities, and paths that will change your story. There are moments in life when everything seems to stop, but it is precisely there that God works most powerfully. He doesn't need much time to completely transform a situation. A simple encounter, a conversation, an opening door, a detail that falls into place is enough. This year, God will place people in your path who will be answers. Opportunities that will transform your life and pivotal moments for your growth. None of this will be by chance. It will be a guiding force. The connections God is preparing have a purpose. People who add value, who strengthen, who believe, who uplift. People who will teach you important things and others who will help you move forward faster. And just as He draws near those who are good for you, He draws away those who hold you back. Relationships, partnerships, friendships, everything is being carefully arranged to guide you to the right destination. You will not walk alone. The opportunities God is preparing will also arrive at the precise moment, neither before nor after, but at the perfect instant. What belongs to you will not be delayed. What does not belong to you will not remain. This year, the doors you struggled to open will open easily. Paths that were once confusing will become clear. What seemed far away will be within your reach. Because when God allows something, no one can stop it. This movement isn't emotional, it's spiritual. You'll feel internal changes before they manifest outwardly, a broader vision, renewed courage, a different kind of strength. It's God lifting you to a level where you can see what He has always seen. You're not walking just anywhere. You're walking toward a purpose, and purpose never fails. Many of the things you lost last year were necessary to make room for what's coming now. God doesn't put new wine into old wineskins. He doesn't give you the new while you insist on carrying what's already finished. That's why some seasons had to end. What's coming requires emotional space, structure, and maturity, and you already have those. And when these new opportunities arise, you will realize God's intentionality. Nothing will be improvised. Nothing will be luck. Nothing will be chance. It will be care. It will be purpose. It will be the result of all He has worked in you. You will feel everything fall into place, like pieces of a puzzle that finally reveal the complete picture. Therefore, begin this year with healthy expectations. God is preparing encounters that will uplift you, opportunities that will surprise you, and paths that will transform you. This year will be different because now you are aligned with Him, and God is in control of everything. When God is in control, peace replaces fear, and clarity replaces doubt. There is a peace that doesn't come from the world, the mind, or circumstances. It comes from above. When God decides to guide a new cycle in your life, the first thing He does is infuse peace into your heart. It doesn't matter if everything around you is uncertain. Inner peace confirms that you are exactly where you are meant to be. This peace will be one of the defining characteristics of this new year. You will feel what you haven't felt before: lightness, security, and direction. Fear has always tried to paralyze you, but when God is in control, fear loses its power. It may whisper, but it doesn't dominate you. It may even appear, but it won't stop you. God doesn't allow you to move forward with fear. He allows you to move forward despite fear. And throughout this year, you will find that many things that once terrified you will become natural. That is spiritual maturity. It is God expanding your courage. Doubt also begins to lose ground. That inner confusion, that hesitation, that feeling of not knowing what to do, all of that diminishes. God doesn't give you a map, but He gives you direction. He doesn't show you the whole year, but He shows you the next step. And when you obey the next step, the next one appears. That's how He guides, with gentleness and precision. And this clarity doesn't come because everything will be perfect, but because you'll be more aware. You'll realize when it's the right door or the wrong one. You'll identify the people who enrich your life and those who drain it. You'll discern where to stay and where to go. This is God giving you spiritual vision and emotional maturity. This balance will be one of the greatest gifts of this new year. Peace will also replace despair. Situations that once kept you awake at night will no longer have the same power. Problems that once seemed insurmountable will now be seen more clearly. This is not insensitivity, but strengthening. God does not leave you more vulnerable to what once hurt you. He teaches you to face things with greater calm, wisdom, and understanding. And don't be surprised if you begin to feel a confidence you've never felt before. A confidence that doesn't come from your performance, but from the certainty that God is in control. Those who have this conviction walk differently. They walk with firmness, with a steady step, with awareness. You don't despair for quick answers because you know that God has already determined the outcome. Therefore, when God is in control, peace and clarity become constant companions on your journey. They don't eliminate the process, but they make it easier. They don't eliminate the challenges, but they make you greater than them. This year will be the best of your life, because you will not be guided by what you feel, but by what God ordains. What God will do this year will be greater than anything you have ever experienced. There are times when you feel, even without being able to explain it, that something new is coming. An inner change, a different hope, a growing impulse in your heart. It's not excitement, it's preparation. God is already moving what needs to move, so that this year will be a turning point in your life. He didn't bring you here to repeat old stories. He is about to write chapters that will profoundly surprise you. This will be the best year of your life, not because everything will become easy, but because everything will make sense. God will give you the maturity to face situations that previously destabilized you. He will give you the strength to face challenges that once terrified you. This will give you the wisdom to make decisions that previously confused you. The growth this year will be solid, continuous, and visible, not only for you, but also for those around you. And God will not only strengthen you, He will lift you up. He will place you in environments where your light will be seen, where your voice will be valued, where your presence will make a difference. He has quietly prepared you to now be in places you never imagined you would be. Everything that seemed small will begin to expand. Everything that was limited will grow larger. The temporary will become stable. There are blessings you haven't received before because you lacked the structure to support them. Now you do. Pain has matured you, waiting has strengthened you, and faith has refined you. God doesn't give something great to someone who isn't prepared. He prepares first and then delivers, and you are right at that point, prepared. Therefore, this year will be marked by achievements that were once only distant dreams. And the most beautiful thing is that God won't just change the scenery, He will transform you within it. He will give you peace in places where you once felt lost. He will give you vision in environments where you once felt lost. He will give you courage where there was once fear. These inner transformations are proof that something great is about to happen. The new begins within you before it manifests on the outside. And when things start to happen, you won't say, "I did it all myself." You'll say, "It was God." Because it will be so perfect, so aligned, so intentional, that you'll immediately recognize His hand. It won't be luck. It won't be chance. It won't be coincidence. It will be purpose. It will be care. It will be love in action. It will be God revealing what was already decided in heaven. Therefore, you can begin this new year with hope, not anxiety, but confidence. God is in control, and everything He does is greater than you can imagine. This year will be the best of your life, not by chance, but because its author guides every detail. And when He guides, the end always surpasses the beginning. If your heart resonated with this message, it's because God is already preparing something special for you. Nothing you've experienced has been in vain. Everything has led you to this moment, where a new chapter is being written with purpose and care. And if you want to continue receiving words that strengthen your faith, clear your mind, and renew your hope, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. You're never alone here. The best is yet to come, and God is guiding you directly toward it.